We have some major breaking news. It has been announced that Noah Gragson will drive the number 4 car for Front Row Motorsports in 2025. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. As I just said a second ago, we have some pretty massive major breaking news as Noah Gragson's number has been officially revealed for the 2025 season. And as expected, the number Noah Gragson is going to drive is the number 4. Here's Front Row Motorsports' announcement today. Familiar faces in new places. Noah Gragson and Drew Bliggersurfer will reunite to form the new number 4 team in 2025. There's been a lot of speculation that this number was going to be used by Noah Gragson in Front Row Motorsports in 2025, as this is the charter course that was acquired from Stewart-Haas Racing. I do believe the number 4 charter from SHR was acquired by Front Row Motorsports, and basically since this kind of a little bit of a merger in a way, they were trying to acquire the 4. I also had heard of the number 14 they were trying to use for Zane Smith for 2025, but obviously Zane Smith will have the number 38 car for 2025 as it was announced yesterday. We obviously knew Noah Gragson was, of course, going to be joining this program for 2025. We just at the time did not know what the number was going to be. And I'm now glad to see the number has been confirmed for Noah Gragson. It's also pretty awesome to see that the number 4 is still going to be sticking around in the NASCAR Cup Series with a pretty talented race car driver, I might add. The number 4 car has had a lot of success in NASCAR Cup competition, of course, the Stewart-Haas Racing. Kevin Harvick won a majority of his races in that number 4 car. Of the 60 Cup wins that Kevin Harvick did get, I think 37 of those came out of the number 4 car. And also, of course, Kevin Harvick won a championship in that number 4 car in 2014. And Kevin Harvick was always a championship threat and serious contender in that car. I think that Noah Gragson will be able to try to carry that tradition, and he's going to be working with a really strong crew chief in Drew Bliggersurfer, and these two have a really strong, good working relationship. If you go back to early 2024, Noah Gragson was very, very fast. He had some really good pace and speed, had some really major standout races. Gragson, of course, picked up some top 10s early in the year, including at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. And early in the year, he was an outside playoff contender and threat. Now, obviously, as the year went on, as Stewart-Haas Racing started closing up their shop, the performance started dropping off quite a bit. Gragson fell to about 26th or 27th in the points. But 2024 was a major redemption year for Noah Gragson compared to 2023, where he lost his right in the middle of the year. He had a lot of crashes, was one of the worst drivers in Cup in 2023, to now in 2024, where he showed so much improvement. And I think with a driver who's learning to grow and develop and get better as a driver, I could see Noah Gragson having a pretty good year in 2025. Now, obviously, the big question is, how do I think Noah Gragson will do with Front Row in 2025? I look for Noah Gragson to have a solid season. I don't think Noah Gragson's going to go out there and make the playoffs. Let's be real and honest. We do have to have realistic expectations. But I think top 20 of the points should be the goal for Noah Gragson's upcoming season. I think that should be the ultimate goal. I think he will score some top 10s. I think he's an underrated super speedway racer too, so I could definitely see him seeking in a super speedway win before the end of the year. But I think top 20 to top 25 in the stands is going to be kind of where he's at. But when you look at Front Row Motorsports lineup as a whole, not just their Cup lineup, but their truck lineup for next year, it's a really strong lineup for next year. Beginning, of course, like I said, with Noah Gragson, right? A driver who's gotten a lot better, and I think he'll do pretty good with Drew Bliggersurfer being the crew chief next year. And what's also cool about this too is that Drew Bliggersurfer's coming back home because he was at Front Row Motorsports before he joined up with Stewart-Haas Racing. So in a sense, he's coming back to the place where he won a Daytona 500 in 2021. But then the other two drivers, Todd Gillen, who's going to be in the flagship number 34 car this upcoming season. Todd Gillen, I think, it really improved last year. He's gotten better year by year, and I think that Todd Gillen is going to be super, super strong in 2025, and he's probably going to be the best guy at that team this upcoming year. Gillen had a really great year. I think he's going to be pretty good. And then obviously you have Zane Smith, right, who was announced yesterday. He'll be joining Front Row full-time in 2025. Zane, I really think, is going to be very fast with this program. I think Zane is coming back to Front Row for the first time, and I think Zane will show some really great speed in 2025. But then you look at their truck lineup too. You've got two really good young drivers, Chandler Smith and Lane Riggs. Chandler Smith, who's going to Front Row, one of the best drivers in Xfinity competition with Joe Gibbs Racing this past year, and he showed some really great pace and some really strong speed, got a couple wins early in the season. Chandler's already one of the favorites to win the NASCAR Truck Series title this year because Chandler Smith showed a lot of really great pace, so I do think he'll be very competitive in 2025. And then you have Lane Riggs. Lane Riggs was a driver who had a massive second half of the year. He was one of the few guys in the second half of the season that could keep up with Christian Eckes and Corey Heim, and even Roger Kroof as well. But Lane Riggs had 2 wins near the end of the year, and had it not been for a terrible start, he would have made the playoffs and had a chance and opportunity to make the championship 4. So I think that this front row team, especially with how young of a core lineup it is for 2025, I really like the direction of where this team is headed next year. And I think that Noah Gragson will be very quick and show some pretty good speed in 2025. And the team, I think, is going to be looking really, really strong as well. I think it's going to be interesting to see some of these mid-pack teams. You like to talk about front row, but you've got Spire, another team that's growing. Michael Medell, who was at front row, going over to Spire in 2025, driving a 71. You've obviously got Carson Osabar, who might be a borderline playoff contender this year. And then, of course, you have Justin Haley, who showed a lot of flair of Rick Ware the prior year and had some decent runs with Spire near the end of the season. You've got teams like Trackhouse who are bringing Shane Van Gisbergen in the mix. Obviously, Rosh's and Daniel Swartz are over there too. And then you've got other teams over there, like in the mid-pack league, Rich Schultz Racing with Kyle Busch and Austin Dillon. You've got Legacy who's looking to try to improve Eric Jones and John Hunter. 2311 bringing Riley Herbst in the mix. And you've got, of course, Bubba Wallace and Tyler Reddick over there as well. And, of course, you got top teams like Hendrick with Larson, Elliott, those guys, Alex Bowman, who I think is going to be fast, probably at points this year, same with William Byron. Joe Gibbs Racing's bringing Chase Briscoe in this year. Overall, I think the lineups for this year, this is one of the most in-depth Cup lineups we have seen in a very, very long time. And I think it's really exciting in a way, too, because it just shows you don't really know who's the favorite currently at the moment to win the championship at this point. I think that battle between 8th to 30th this year, like I mentioned a couple times on this channel, I think is going to be really fun and really surprising to watch. And I'm really excited about that. I think that battle in the middle of the pack is going to be really fun to watch throughout the 2025 season. So I'm really excited to see what Noah Gragson can do in 2025. I think he'll be fast. I think he'll be very, very solid contender. And glad to see that Noah's number has been revealed for 2025. So, that is going to be our today's special breaking news report on Noah Gragson, the number 4. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support me on Patreon as well. List description below that, and comment your thoughts below on today's episode. How excited are you to see Noah Gragson in the number 4? Are you surprised the number 4 was chosen or not? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I've got a long NASCAR news video that's going to be dropping a little bit later this morning. Then, if there's any other news that breaks later this week, we'll discuss here live on the channel. We'll have content dropping this weekend. We're going to have truck winter predictions most likely dropping tomorrow. Then Sunday, I'm probably going to be doing an early look at the Chili Bowl entrance. I also might be doing the Formula 1 driver lineup video. And on Monday, if there's enough NASCAR news over the weekend to talk about, we'll discuss here live on the channel on Monday. Got a lot of great NASCAR news dropping. We're about a month away from the start of the season. We'll be talking about people like Haley Deegan, Shane Van Gisbergen, Carl Edwards, Kurt Busch, Connor Zillage, Eric Almirola, Sam Mayer, Kyle Busch, all those people on the channel over the course of the next couple days as we get closer to the start of 2025. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.